It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs. And it's coming up next.
From a building that can get louder than almost any in the National Football League, this is GEHA Field at Arrowhead Stadium. Hi there, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. You picked a fun one to tune into. I'm Kate Scott, joined by former NFL quarterback Brock Huard. And we've got two quarterbacks here, Brock, who are known for playing a very exciting brand of football. Not just throwing the rock, but taking it themselves, too.
Yep, these are two of the guys who really epitomize the direction that this position's going in the modern NFL.
Yep.
Pocket passers, they'll have their place. They always will. But a lot of teams look to somebody like this as a default. A great passer, but someone who can also mix in plenty of rushing yards and keep that defense honest.
Jake Elliott is out, ready to kick this one away. And we're underway from Kansas City. This return starts at the 5. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. So here come the Chiefs, taking the field for their first drive of the game. Leading them out, someone who, Brock, I think needs less introduction than anyone in the NFL today. It's Patrick Mahomes.
All of us as sports fans, we know those players in the other sports that when we just think of the greatest to ever do it, a skill set that's different than everybody else, immediately a player pops in your mind. And while we have seen GOATs like Tom Brady and Super Bowl winners many times over like Bradshaw, Montana, and Aikman, there's just not many that have ever done it with the flair, the style, and the skill set of Patrick Mahomes. Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd and 6 coming up here. He'll get it to Rashee Rice, complete. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. A 70-yard pickup, and it moves the chains.
Kid, I promise you, if you and I got to travel the country and watch young quarterbacks, even really good high school quarterbacks, out routes are the hardest to complete. Slants, goes, fades, all that stuff comes somewhat naturally, but really trusting yourself to throw that out route, that comes with time and experience.
That's complete. Here's Brown. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. Second and 3 now. Again, Mahomes to throw. And it looks great flying through the air, Brock, but problems on the business end as it falls to the ground. 3rd down coming up.
Hey, Mr. Quarterback, that's a throw that's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage was waiting for it. Thinking interception to be had, and incompletion still pretty good for the defense.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. They'll run it. Here's Pacheco. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I don't know what it is, Kate, but I love 3rd down runs. I really do. I know the receivers don't always like it because money down, they want the ball, but a 3rd down run for a first down can be so demoralizing to that defense.
1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. He's got Brown on the slant. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. So now, after the penalty, it's 1st and 15. They'll run here following the penalty. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43.
I got to really rack my brain, Kate, to remember a play, a run in this league that nice that doesn't end up getting an offensive first down. He did all he could to will this drive forward.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. It's Pacheco again. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Give him 4 yards there, and they only need 1 more now on 3rd down.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
Mahomes to throw on 3rd and 1. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. So after that completion, we've got a player in some visible discomfort. And here come the trainers to get him some help. Good opening drive to this point. They've got another 1st down at the 34. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. Short pass brought in. He's got a gain of 6 there. Brought down on the effort by Quinion Mitchell.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
They fake the handoff. Now Mahomes. On target to Worthy. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Back to the air, Mahomes. This one's caught. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight ends short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Throwing again, Mahomes. He'll get this one to Brown. And he's brought down for a loss.
I got to be honest with you, Kate. That's an occasion where a drop would have been a whole lot better than a completion. Couldn't find the way back to the line, and it's a rare pass that actually loses yardage.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Another throw for Mahomes. And that's a Kansas City touchdown. What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays to keep that ball moving and find the end zone while getting your offense established and into top gear right here early on.
Now Harrison Butker for the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Chiefs will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Butker on now to kick this one away. Starting from the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So here are the Eagles now for their first drive. They're led out by an incredible score through the air and on the ground. He was picked 53rd back in 2020. It's Jalen Hurts.
Kate, it's not often that we talk about quarterbacks having a nose for the end zone in football. It's usually reserved for the running backs. But Jalen Hurts has changed that conversation. He has so much power, so much strength. You get him into the short yardage situations around the goal line, he finds a way to get in, but it's not just there. He's got a deep ball that's the envy of many. He's elevated his teammates around him, And he's got a skill set that I know a lot of quarterbacks would sure love to have. Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Here we go, 2nd and 9. He keeps those feet in and makes the catch.
Translatable skills, that's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him...
Well, I think we can all see this one, partner. Some considerable frustration beneath Coach Reed's mustache, and he throws the flag. We're all watching that sideline here, seeing where those feet came down.
And no matter what they rule here, Kate, that was an outstanding effort just to make the catch.
Yeah.
Now we got to look and see, did he get both feet in with possession?
All right, so that challenge is unsuccessful, but still a chance to earn a third one if their next challenge leads to an overturned call. Third down, 1 yard to go. Shotgun snap for Hurts. Taken in by Smith. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
1st and 10 from the 41. They'll go from the gun with Barkley. Breaks the tackle, green grass ahead. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Here's another carry for Barkley. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Christian Fulton the one to bring him down. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8. Motion man right is Smith. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. They've come out swinging to begin this contest as they've got it down to the 31. First down, a run with Barkley. A lot of grass ahead. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. That play good for 17 and a first down.
Kate, don't think for a second this is time you step off the gas. You can feel this defense right there on their heels. And now's the best chance to go push the envelope and get aggressive.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. Has it in close. And this is down all the way to the 3. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
That extra half second, Kate, that's it. You know, we talk about timing in the passing game all the time, the precision. Well, it's the same thing with the draw. If you have too long of a delay, you give a D-tackle like that a chance to get home and make a play.
Now from the 6 after that last play. Here's 2nd and goal. Trying an option play, headed left. And they'll make this stop after a small push to the 5. Only a yard that time. A defensive stand brewing here, and it brings up 3rd and goal. We're back and excited to start the second. Eagles in a nice spot to put up points. Hurts now on 3rd and goal. He rolls to his right. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4.
Just not much to do right there, whether he wanted to run it or throw it. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win for this defense.
So on 4th down, on comes the Eagles kicker, Jake Elliott, for the try. A very short kick here from the right hash. The kick by Hopkins is good. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. Finds some space. He's past the 30. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Chiefs and Rashee Rice readying for a new series on offense. And so far, they've executed exactly how they drew it up, Brock. Early lead, no points allowed, and a chance now to seize control of the game on their second possession.
And, Kate, generally, offenses love to script their first 10 to 15 plays. Well, this entire game script is playing out just the way they want to.
Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
The only thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Has a man, it's Brown. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Running up the middle, Pacheco. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
You call that first down running play. You don't always expect to get those kind of yards, but they'll take that every single time.
A new set of downs awaits them. Here's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. Throwing the out route complete. They get an even 10 on that play. And it'll be 1st down, Kansas City.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
A 1st down carry for Pacheco. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Brought down by Jalen Carter. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Pressure coming from Mahomes. That pass is complete to Kelsey. And they get this down to the 28. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the 1st down.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Motion man is the tight end here, going left. 1st down throw, Mahomes. Finds his man, it's Worthy. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. They get 19, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. From the red zone now. He brings it in. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line.
Well, that's a modest little drag route, but if you ever just need a safe, short gain on a throw, that's a go-to route to target.
2nd and goal coming up, 5 yards to the end zone. Looking to throw Mahomes. Into the end zone, but someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete.
Well, I'll tell you what that deflection is all about is following the quarterback's eyes. DB knew where that throw was going. With that intuition, he was able to get a hand on it and send it right out of bounds.
Buckle up, it's 3rd and goal. Again, Mahomes to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. And this one stopped at the 3-yard line.
That's just a case where you're trying to make something when there really is nothing there. There just wasn't an opening for him to work with, and he was lucky to get what he could.
So on 4th down, the Chiefs field goal unit and Harrison Butker headed out. This is a chip shot from the left hash. Up and good from Blankenship. And add 3 to their lead as it extends to 7.
In that close, kicks have to be automatic. That won't stop the head coach, though, from holding his breath for a couple seconds until he sees it's up and good.
Butker on now to kick this one away. Here's Avery Williams on the return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Now for the 2nd time this game, we're going to look at the Philly offense. And they take over down 10-3 following that score. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Hurts now from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
This is one of those cases, Kate, where basketball and football blend together. You know, great zone defenses in basketball. You think about them through the years. They trust one another. They know where they are as defenders on that court. Same thing in coverage. When you trust one another, when you communicate, good things happen. Just like that, you suffocate a pocket because there's nowhere for the quarterback to go.
After the sack, another pass on 2nd down. This one snagged by Dallas Goedert. And that will not be enough for a 1st down.
That can be a hopeless feeling when you fire a curl route right into zone coverage perfectly like that. Unless that curl happens to be right next to where one of your guys is sitting, that pass can hum in there and there's nothing this defense can do.
And Kansas City going to the dime look on 3rd down. We've got 6 DBs out there. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. He's on the move. Oh, he's going to run for it! And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward. We're to the 2-minute warning from Arrowhead. The Eagles with the football. 1st down, ball at the 36. Fits it through the middle. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. They'll get 18 yards there. And that's a Philadelphia 1st down.
Well, that is a well-designed route right there. He really made it easy to get that pass to him. Creating space, QB receiver, deliver.
On 1st down, Hurts finds a seam down the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. How about 29 yards on that play, partner, as they get the chains reset?
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
All right, all set up now. 1st and 10. Here's Hurts. Escapes the pocket. He tucks it and takes off. And he carries it in for the touchdown. The Eagles earn the chance to tie before halftime. Jalen Hurts with a touchdown. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise, and in the end brought the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down, and when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
Extra point up and good by Elliott. And the Eagles tie things 10-10. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. This return starts at the 5. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Chiefs taking over now, real late in this opening half. And they'll have enough time to try to get into field goal range, just a shade over 40 seconds remaining in the half. 1st and 10, it's Mahomes. Finds his man Rice. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down. Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. Play action, Mahomes. Kelsey makes the catch. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
Throwing on 1st down, Mahomes. Hauled in by Worthy. And he reaches midfield and starts driving into Eagles territory. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Back to the air, Mahomes. He completes it in traffic. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
Man in motion here. He'll get this one to Brown. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. We've arrived at the break, and what a second half we're in store for. It's tied at 10 after 2. Now we'll get you down to our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report with Jonathan Coachman.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. And with that, we welcome you all into our EA Sports studios. This is the Halftime Report. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome you all back for the start of our 3rd quarter. Here comes Williams on the return. This return makes it up to the 25. Philadelphia has its offense out to start this 3rd quarter. And they could take control in the second half early, Brock, if they break the tie on this opening drive. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap for Hurts. He's got Brown on the slant. Continuing to move past the 45. A.J. Brown! And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
I love this, Kate. No issues at all going to this receiver in the short field because they know at any time when this man touches the ball, he can transform a short completion into a big play.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. They're gonna run with Barkley. And he drives forward for a little, maybe to the 7. It's a gain of 2 on the play. Still some work to do on 2nd and goal. Hurts looking to throw. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete.
Well, QB put it pretty close to the sideline to begin with, and the defender, look at him, just put his little hand right out there and just encouraged it to fall out of bounds.
So now, here's 3rd and goal. Throwing now from the gun. Cut near the goal line. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, and you can make a play in the open field, keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
The kick by Hopkins is good. And that's going to break our tie and give him a 3-point advantage.
Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. 2nd time they brought him out for a field goal, and 2nd time, well, he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field, but that's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Return starts at the 3. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The Chiefs offense out to take over. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. They bring their tight end left. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. Has some daylight through the 40. And he'll get it up to the 44. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st.
You know, they really love that drag route because he's one of those guys that can count on not only to make the catch, but create after the catch. If they don't close on him quickly, he can add a lot of yards before someone tracks him down.
Running back sent in motion. 1st down throw, Mahomes. That's caught in stride by Rice. And it's a nice little chunk here, 6 yards. That was Reed Blankenship making the stop. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. They fake the handoff. Now Mahomes. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Wow, it has been such a good day offensively for the guys up front. That's actually the 1st sack by this defense. And now comes the real question mark. Will it lead to more? Or will this offense learn a lesson and get back to the rhythm they've been in protecting?
Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Completes this one to Rice. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And the Chiefs are going to have a first down.
Kate, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on a drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you can find a completion just like that.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. That's complete, here's Brown. And he's taken down at the 30. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
Yeah, these in cuts maybe aren't the hardest throws from a degree of difficulty, Kate, but it does take some courage as a quarterback to throw into congested spaces, but it can pay big dividends.
1st and 10 now from the 30. To the air, Mahomes. Caught, nice game left side. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And it'll be first down, Kansas City.
Well, the odds aren't great when you throw into double coverage. Normally you see one of the defenders make a play on the ball. 2 men nearby, and that's a missed opportunity for the coverage to make an impact play.
From the red zone now. To the sideline and brought in by Worthy. And he's going to be just inside the 10 before he goes out.
There's no negatives ever on a grade sheet for a completion, but that's one of those situations. If you're going to take a risk and throw an out route, you'd sure like to see a little bit more yardage gained.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Throwing again, Mahomes. Couldn't bring it in over the middle, incomplete. Well, no look on his first look of the game, and it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up.
Hey, I know nobody's perfect, and all you have to do is listen to me and how many words I screw up. But you certainly expect those throws of that length to be 100%. They've got to be borderline automatic in this offense.
And they send a man in motion. Again, Mahomes to throw. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Kansas City. The Chiefs grab the lead on their first series of the half. It's a Marquise Brown touchdown. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups, and when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
Butker to try the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Chiefs take a 4-point lead. Butker on now to kick this one away. Fielded at the 7. They'll bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. Philadelphia getting ready to go on offense. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. First down throwing for Hurts. This one finds Goddard. This is ahead for about 5. Drew Tranquil brings him to the ground.
You get this big old dude like him in the slot, it's an automatic mismatch advantage. You're trading a little bit of speed, sure. But you sure do get a lot of size. And anytime he's in the slot, you got to assume the ball's going his way.
Running back sent in motion left. From the pistol, Hurts. Short pass brought in. And he's out of bounds just past, looks like, the 40-yard line. And that play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
Well, they got him down before he could do any more damage in terms of yards. And that's no easy job, mind you, tackling a big tight end. But the main damage had already been done. He kept this drive going by getting beyond the line of gain.
Option play, they give it to Barkley. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Something he does so well, Nick Bolton making the stop. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
A humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. He locates a couple of yards through that chaos. Something he does so well, Nick Bolton making the stop. 2 yards on the pickup, and that leaves him with 3rd down and 3. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. That's going to fall incomplete. Either way, he was breaking it up. Couldn't hang on to the pick, so hits the ground, brings up 4th down.
Can't cover it much better than that really well-covered Kate on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Now on 4th down, on comes Braden Mann to boot this away for the Birds. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. That one in the books is a 48-yard punt. And the Chiefs will get set to go on offense. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Back to throw Mahomes. He goes back to him yet again, complete. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down. Throwing from the gun. Finds his man, it's Worthy. And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. Zach Bond with the tackle.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Play action, Mahomes. And he's dropped. They got there for the sack, and that brings us to the end of this 3rd quarter. So we hit the end of the 3rd quarter. It's Chiefs football trying to carry this lead across the finish line. Eagles with an extra man in the secondary for this 3rd down. Throwing is Mahomes. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And he'll have this fair catch right along the 25. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And the Eagles will take possession. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Starting on the ground here with Barkley. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for an Eagles 1st down.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
Hits him on the out route. And he's out of bounds just past, looks like, the 40-yard line.
There's no route on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Barkley on the shotgun handoff. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. It goes as a gain of 19 yards. And that's a Philadelphia first down.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
1st and 10 from the 41. Shotgun snap for Hurts. That pass complete to Goddard. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the two defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Hurts now from the gun. He's got Smith. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Kate, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes just like that.
On first down, Hurts. He's finds Smith. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's good for an Eagles first down. Hurts throwing again. Bails out of the pocket quick. Now here and he's going to score. Touchdown, Philadelphia! The Eagles take a fourth-quarter lead. Jalen Hurts with the touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
This to go up by a field goal here in the fourth. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Eagles push their lead to 3. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Kickoff taken at the 3. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. This return makes it up to the 37 as he's tackled. The Chiefs are out once again. Their offense led by Patrick Mahomes. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. Throwing on first down, Mahomes. He's on the move. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Final quarter, this quarterback's just feeling the need to do a little extra, try to make something happen outside the pocket. But the problem, defense wouldn't let them. They have that same kind of urgency. They want to make some plays of their own before they hit the showers, and they got one right there with that sack.
Offense to the line for second down. Trying again following the sack. Hauled in by Worthy. And he's in for the Kansas City touchdown. The Chiefs take a fourth-quarter lead. Xavier Worthy, the touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Now a try to go up by 4, put it out of the range of a field goal. The point after splits the uprights. And the Chiefs take a 4-point lead. Butker on now to kick this one away. Has this at the 6. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Eagles and Saquon Barkley ready to take over once again. And as some running lanes have closed, he's just found some new ones. Continuing to hit this defense, more good numbers well into this second half. Straight ahead, here's Barkley. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Pretty obvious, this defense, man, they need more people around the line of scrimmage. But the minute you do that, Kate, you start opening up those throwing lanes. This is how balance takes apart a defense.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. First and 10, here's Hurts. Can't connect over the middle, it's incomplete. Jahan Dotson, the intended receiver. So it's second down coming up.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Barkley trying this up the gut. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. 6 yards the pickup there. That's going to bring up 3rd and 4.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. He'll throw it. Taken in by Smith. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Now Hurts. Goddard makes the catch. And a solid gain there. Gets him across the 45 before he goes out. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Hurts to throw. Barkley's got it. And they get there to take him down right around the 41.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Barkley gets it on 3rd down. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Offense looking confident, but they need 4 here on 4th down. Slot man in motion right. That takes us to the 2-minute warning here in KC. Eagles losing by 4. Offense looking confident, but they need 4 here on 4th down. Looking to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he works this to the 38 before going down. They hit him for 5 yards on 4th down and get the successful conversion.
I love those moments of truth. We get to see exactly how they handle it when all the pressure that drives right on them. Turns out, handled it pretty darn well, and now they'll keep pushing on.
Dotson now in motion right. Here he is to throw. A throw left side, caught by Brown. 4.
This is one of those kind of win-win situations. Both sides feel good. As an offense, I get a completion. I get a win. As a defense, I keep everything in front of me. I make the tackle for a short gain. I get a win, too. Sometimes you can get to win-win.
He'll look to throw it. That's into the hands of Barkley. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line.
It is so hard for these defenses. I don't envy them at all. They try to monitor where these running backs are. Are they chipping? Are they delaying their route? He's such an underrated part of their overall passing game.
Eagles hustling everyone back to the line. To throw. He completes it in traffic. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. Two timeouts remaining and some time left to use them. It's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Completed over the middle. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made. Philadelphia going to spend its 2nd timeout. Still one more in their pocket to use. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Setting up to pass. The throw is caught. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. The Eagles decide to spend their 3rd and final timeout. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. Gotta think this is 4-down territory, Brock, as they come up here, 1st and goal. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Forced out to his right, and he will score and give him the lead in the final minute. Absolutely clutch score there, Brock, as they take the lead here in the final minute.
Incredible execution. The moment not too big for any of them. And, Kate, they cashed in when it really mattered.
Pretty important PAT here, Brock, to make it a field goal game. And he shakes out the pressure to nail the point after, and now an opposing field goal would only tie this game. Elliott's all set for the kickoff. Here's a return from the 7. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. The Chiefs are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this second half. Mahomes on 1st and 10. Completes this one to Gray. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. The Chiefs signal for a timeout. That's going to be their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Kelsey makes the catch. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. Timeout taken by Kansas City. It's second. Still one more in their pocket to use. Offense to the line for first down, conscious of that single timeout they've got remaining. So early movement from the backfield, Brock. They jumped the gun a bit, and that brings out the flag. One of the most common penalties in the sport, and the reaction, it's the same every time, Brock. Frustration from the coach as they get backed up 5 yards. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete. The Chiefs will use their third and final timeout. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Back to the air, Mahomes. And that's incomplete with 7 seconds left. Time for one, maybe two more snaps.
Gosh, you could just almost feel his eyes up here, Kate, getting huge, right? He was envisioning the return, and he simply dropped it. Got to secure that pick before you think of anything else.
No connection on the last play, and now it's third down. Now to throw. This is for the ball game. Deflected. Oh, but they couldn't bring it in off the tip drill, though. They had the chance they wanted, Brock, but no, that's how this one's going to end. So the Eagles will fly out of here with a road win. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with the victory. And with Brock Heward and our EA Sports crew, I'm Kate Scott saying so long from this one. The Eagles are winners as we say so long from Kansas City.